Director of Education, and I'm delighted to welcome you here this morning. This is an exciting first enterprise for the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. We are really grateful for all of you being here today, and we're very excited to hear the various programs and the various speakers and panelists who are going to talk to us today about international education opportunities. This event was made possible through a grant from the Longview Foundation for Education and World Affairs and International Understanding, and we certainly appreciate their contribution. For decades, our children's imaginations and our own have been inspired by images of other worlds, real and make-believe, lessons about our solar system, the possibility of life on another planet. My grandsons would go on and on about Star Trek and Star Wars and so forth. While young people are often eager to learn about faraway places beyond the boundaries of our own planet, the reality is in many cases, we haven't taught them enough about what they need to know about this world, the people, the lands, and the languages that surround us in this planet we call Earth. That's not to say that we should abandon lessons in science, history, and literature that examine things that may or may not lie outside our own atmosphere. But our education system must nurture a global view to help students better understand and fully participate in our own rapidly evolving world. There was a time when this didn't seem so important. America was the world leader in industry and innovation. Our country was the best educated nation in the world. It seemed like we had it all, and everyone else wanted what we had. But we know this is changing. While there are still many countries who want what we have, there are others who are outpacing us in some areas. The United States once led the world in the number of 25 to 30-year-olds with college degrees. Now we rank 12th among 36 developed nations, according to the College Board Advocacy and Policy Center. While it's true not all jobs call for a college degree, the U.S. Department of Labor forecasts that by 2018, only 6 years from now, 63% of all jobs in the United States will require at least a 2- or 4-year degree. If the United States can't produce enough college students to fill the demand for jobs, other countries have proven they can. According to the Immigration Policy Center, nearly 70% of the young people who entered employment in the fields of science and engineering from 1996 to 2006 were immigrants. We know the seeds for a college degree start long before college is considered, when children are in preschool, in elementary, middle, and high school. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, the United States has also lost some academic ground in elementary and secondary education when compared to other subjects. Whether it's math or reading or science, our status among these world-leading nations continues to decline. And students in Missouri, we know, have been making educational strides over the last several years, but our gains must be greater if we are to successfully compete with the world. The countries that out-educate us today will out-compete us tomorrow. It's not only an educational reality, it's an economic reality. In order to effectively compete with the rest of the world, we must better understand and interact with our neighbors. We must teach our students how to navigate the nations of the world, how to understand its diverse cultures, and how to communicate with its people. This kind of education will prepare students in Missouri to make their own mark on the world, not only as workers, but as individuals and as leaders. Today's summit is a step toward better understanding the vital role we have as educators to bring a more global view into our classrooms. Whether you're in Kansas City or Kimberling City, St. Louis, Springfield, or St. James, students at schools large and small, urban and rural, must learn more about the world and how it works. Not in a class here and there, but with instruction and interaction throughout the day, every day. We must follow the lead of our international colleagues and make learning a second or even a third language part of every child's education. And we have much to achieve in the area of international education. We know we're headed in the right direction. More students than ever are taking foreign language and world history classes. Enrollment in Spanish courses in K-12 education last year almost doubled from the previous decade and nearly tripled since 1991. More than 140,000 students in Missouri studied Spanish last year, compared to just over 51,000 in 1991. Enrollment in French grew by nearly 3,000 since 2001, from about 30,000 to more than 33,000 in 2011. And although the number of Missouri students studying Chinese is much, much lower, enrollment is 5 times higher than it was a decade ago, from just over 200 students studying Chinese in 2001 to more than 1,000 last year. We're pleased today to have a number of our state's foreign language teachers at the elementary and secondary level, as well as professors from some of our universities present with us. I know that we have teachers representing all 3 of those languages and possibly others in our audience. More Missouri students are also learning about other cultures and world history and social studies classes. Public school enrollment in world history classes totaled nearly 90,000 during the 2010-11 school year, compared to about 71,000 a decade ago. Enrollment in social studies classes increased by more than 40,000, from 125,000 in 1991 to nearly 170,000 last year. As a former teacher of world history, this is particularly gratifying. We're also pleased to have some of the history and social studies teachers here today, in addition to a number of administrators and other staff involved in curriculum and in programs in our K-12 schools and in our higher education institutions across the state. Much more needs to be done, and that's what brings us together. Today we will hear about how to bring international education opportunities to your students throughout Missouri, through technology to help young people connect with their counterparts in classrooms across the globe, through world language classes and exchange programs for students, teachers, and administrators. Last year, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education introduced its Top 10 by 20 initiative, a major effort that aims for student achievement in Missouri to rank among the top 10 states by 2020. Our plan includes high expectations, a clear vision, and a few very focused high-impact goals that will be critical to drive the improvement necessary to bring about world-class results. 4 goals guide our effort. The first is that Missouri students will graduate college and career ready. Providing education with a global perspective is part of achieving that goal. In an article titled "Becoming Citizens of the World," published in the Journal of Educational Leadership in 2007, Vivian Stewart wrote, "U.S. high school graduates will sell to the world, buy from the world, work for international companies, manage employees from other cultures and countries, collaborate with people all over the world, compete with people on the other side of the world for jobs and for markets, and tackle global problems such as AIDS, avian flu, pollution, and disaster recovery." We need to open global gateways and inspire students to explore beyond their national borders. Stewart's view certainly emphasizes the economic realities of a global economy, but she also reminds us that international education involves more than competing for jobs and prosperity. Providing students with a more global view and the ability to interact with people across our planet fosters the kind of collaboration necessary to address some of the world's most pressing problems, especially those involving disease and disaster. She concluded her article with this advice: "Success will go to those individuals and countries which are swift to adapt, slow to complain, and open to change." History has shown that our country can change. We must now concentrate more than ever before on how the world is changing. To be successful in our climb to the top 10 by 20, we must be swift to adapt, slow to complain, and open to change. I hope you find today's programs informative and inspiring, and thanks so much for coming.